We got big news for Metal Gear Online. Very exciting times. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into this game. If you don't know about Metal Gear Online, today's the day you'll get some information and understanding of what to expect. With that out of the way, we did get a update from Konami. The producer and company has a show called Metal Gear Hotline Production. And this episode did kind of tease some Metal Gear Online, so that's why this video is coming to you. You're watching Metal Gear Online 3, but we're going to showcase 1 and 2 today so that you can get a preview of what the game was like in the past and what you can expect for the future. A lot of very cool things with this game. To be honest with you, probably my favorite online co-op game. Competitive game. And it's just a great time. I love it to death. And here we go. Let's get into it. First things first that I want to just discuss and put to the table is the actual information and what exactly happened, because I'm talking about the game, but I did not explain to you guys what happened. So it was recently the episode, and these are the employees for Konami. They had a long talk. I have a recap of that whole thing, so you can watch that after this. But in this preview, they broke down, teased a little bit of what the future holds, and I want to discuss that and put that forward to you guys. Okay, we're going to focus on this chart here where it was community feedback and the survey. All of this had to do with what the community wanted to see. And the way companies work is they won't put it on here unless they feel like they can do something with it. And if you look carefully on this right side, it talks about Delta, the Master Collection, the developer questions, and so on. But right at the bottom, the two main things we're going to focus on today, well, one of them is plans for MGO, Metal Gear Online. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I do have a video covering the Master Collection Volume 2. You can check that out after this as well. But we're going to dive into that and go deep down the rabbit hole. Super exciting. Once again, the producers who worked on Metal Gear Online before, this gentleman right here, creative producer, I actually met him before, and he's a great guy. He loves online. I was playing versus Young Ye, and I was beating Young Ye and trolling him, and they were all behind me laughing. This was right before the Phantom Pain came out at a review event. And so that guy worked on multiple online aspects of these games that we know. And so that's just the first thing I want to talk about and make sure that you guys get that through your heads. But what I want to dive into is this game right here, Metal Gear Solid 3, for a second. First of all, I don't expect them to create Metal Gear Solid 3 gameplay wise, because every single Metal Gear is unique because they base their gameplay off of the previous game. So for example, when Metal Gear Solid 1 came out, it was the Snake Eater mechanics. And then when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, they used Part 2's mechanics. And then for 3, as you can watch this one here, it turned into this. And this is the graphics is all that I care about when it comes to this gameplay. There was some great features and things like that, but I'll be honest with you guys, it was missing a ton. And you know, this happens in video games. There's nothing you can really do, but I want to dive into a couple of different things and talk about, forget about graphics for a second. We're going to go old school and let you guys see some actual gameplay while I discuss things. And shout out to Tyler, who was nice enough to lend me his MGO1 footage. This is very old, 20-year-old footage. Basically, this is what the game's graphics looked like then. Imagine all of this with new graphics. And of course, the new gameplay mechanics and the features are going to be different and better than what you're seeing here. But in this time, they had really nice elements for this game that I absolutely love, and that I think that the community will also love as well as we go forward. In part 1, if you guys probably don't remember, but in part 1, they had different game modes, and you can basically do what you want. And I'm going to showcase those modes just for a second to talk about it. You have Team Deathmatch, Capture Mission, Sneaky Mission, where you play as Snake, a Team Deathmatch, of course, and Capture plus Sneaky Mission. And so those aren't it exactly. There's 5. But the point is this was what originally what we got out of this game. And it was a great time, and it was so unique and special, in my opinion, that I'm excited for the possibility, let's just say, of what part 2 is going to look like. Okay. And of course, that's why I keep on bringing up part 3, because the graphics in part 3, regardless of if you loved part 3, it was top tier. Okay. And when we're going to talk about top tier, I want to showcase to you guys, this is Metal Gear Online 2. Metal Gear Online 2 had the best menu settings, the overall variety and ability for you to create a lobby. For example, I can go right in here and make a public or private lobby of my own, punch in a password, the conditions, serious, casual, put in some comments in there, and then go forward and start punching in different modes. And in these, there's different maps you can select, and then certain things like headshots only, you know, a lot of very cool modes where you play as Snake and the other 2 teams are fighting each other while you're doing some stuff. And there's plenty of different things that you can do that are very, very cool. In my opinion, one of my favorite games of all time. And if I was to really go deep into this, we'll break down every detail about how many rounds and all of that. There's so many details, and it makes it very fun for people like myself who host tournaments and things like that. They would allow that to happen. They even had tournaments in MGO2 as well. I'm not going to show any footage of that game right now, but that to me is the pinnacle of Metal Gear Online. And I believe that they learned a lot of lessons. For part 3, the one that we're watching now, the studio got shut down before the game released, basically. They were closing it down because Kojima left, and that was Kojima's studio, the online one in LA. And now they ended up not having as much modes, not having as much features as part 2 did, where part 2 was so big and great that you really loved everything about it, you know. And so I'm going to bring back part 2 here, and they had a system here if you wanted to put Drebin points, which makes it a little more strategic. And then you get into the match and you're able to run around, shoot some things, and have some fun, put on the cloaking device or take it off. And the gameplay was top tier in this one, my personal favorite. But the Delta, we don't know the gameplay officially. Nobody got their hands on it yet. As long as the gameplay is as fluid as what I'm seeing from them, I think it's going to be great. Okay. They're not going to go and give you what we're seeing in this retro game here. It's going to be enhanced because there's new features. The developers talked about it in depth. I have videos breaking down the new camera feature where you're going to actually have better control. You know that Snake can crouch walk. You're going to be able to use the different features for the controllers as far as modern day aspects. So they'll take this type of game and make it even better. And to me, that's very important as somebody who wants something more futuristic. As you can see, Metal Gear Solid 3 might have not had the budget and the big game modes and different things that it deserved. But what's amazing is that we did get good graphics, and the gameplay as far as mechanics were fluid. And so that's just a breakdown of what we got from these games. And I wanted to kind of just tease it a little bit and then talk about what we saw. Again, the quick understanding of what we saw was in their very own official chart. And of course, some of this is in Japanese, but the bottom part, the most important part, is this right here. So you want to keep an eye out, watch that recap that I have breaking down other features and things, and then talk about MGO in the survey link. I'm gonna actually have it on this video as well so that you guys can give Konami feedback and say, hey man, get me that MGO 2. Here's the thing. I have a video breaking down what I believe could make MGO 2 successful. I want you guys to go check it out right now. It should be popping up on your screen. Before I go, by the way, I do have a giveaway. Make sure you like and comment. I'll be selecting winners and giving you guys a chance to win Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater Delta. Or that's how we say it. You know what I mean. Go ahead and click on the next video. This is a deep dive into Metal Gear Online. Very important video. See you there. Peace.